Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ninooya channel, the podcast where we open up about life's biggest questions, one honest conversation at a time. I'm Nino.
And I'm Joy. Today we're diving into a deep and very human topic, regret. We all have them. Some small, some life-changing. So we're asking, what's your biggest regret? And how has it affected you?
Regret is something that can shape us, break us, or even push us to grow. Whether it's a decision we didn't make, words we didn't say, or chances we let slip by, those moments stay with us. Today, we're not just sharing our regrets. We're exploring how those experiences have impacted our paths, our relationships, and our values.
Let's start with a question for each other. Nino, what's your biggest regret?
Yeah, mine goes back to college. I had the chance to study abroad in Japan. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I turned it down because I was scared. Scared of leaving home, scared of failing, and honestly, scared of the unknown. And I've thought about it a lot since. That decision taught me how fear can talk you out of amazing things. There was a moment. I remember standing in the hallway with the acceptance letter in my hand. My bags could have been packed in a week, but I said no. That decision stuck with me. It haunted me for years. I used to beat myself up for it, but now I try to see it as a wake-up call. Since then, I've leaned into the uncomfortable. I've traveled more, taken bigger risks in my career, and embraced new experiences that scared me. That regret became a compass. It reminded me that playing it safe often means missing out on growth.
That's powerful. And it's something so many people can relate to. Turning away from something because of fear, and later realizing the cost of that decision. For me, my biggest regret is not telling my dad how much I appreciated him before he passed away. We were close, but I always thought I had more time. I held back a lot of feelings, maybe because I didn't know how to say them, or maybe I thought he already knew. One specific memory that stays with me. We were sitting on the porch one evening, watching the sun go down. I remember thinking, I should say something. Just tell him. But I didn't. And then a few months later, he was gone. After he was gone, I carried that silence like a weight. But it's changed me. Now, I make it a point to tell people what they mean to me. I write more handwritten notes. I give compliments more freely. That regret made me more intentional about love, about presence, because you never know when your words will be the last ones someone hears.
Thank you for sharing that, Joy. That's real. And I think that's the hidden side of regret. It teaches us. It hurts, yes, but it also becomes a guide, something we carry forward to make better choices.
Exactly. And we also asked our listeners to share their biggest regrets. And wow, the responses were moving.
One listener, Kara, wrote in saying she regrets not following her dream to become a writer because she was told it wasn't practical. She ended up in a job she didn't love for over a decade. Now, in her 40s, she's starting again, taking writing classes, submitting short stories. Her regret became the reason she finally chose to live authentically.
Another person, Marcus, shared that he regrets how he treated a friend who was going through depression. He didn't understand at the time, didn't offer support, and brushed it off. That friend eventually distanced themselves. Now, Marcus is an advocate for mental health awareness. He volunteers at a local support group and says he's learned to listen with empathy, not judgment.
We also heard from someone who shared a story that stayed with us. He wrote, "When I was very young, this would be back in the late 70s, I was dating a girl. She was beautiful. At the time, I would have said she was the love of my life. I was obsessed with her, but she had a bad habit. Whenever we were with her friends, she acted like I was bothering her. When we were alone, We had a great time. It was wonderful. But then again, she would give me the brush off when her friends were around. Looking back, I don't think she was ashamed to be with me. I think she wanted them to think she was in a more powerful position in our relationship. Who knows? Anyway, as hard as it was, I decided to stand up for myself, and I told her I didn't want to see her anymore. It was one of the most painful things I have ever done. Even now, almost 50 years later, it still hurts. About a year later, I enlisted in the military, and I gave my 2 weeks' notice at work, where we both were employed. One of my last work days, she came outside to see me, and she asked me to write to her. I told her I would, but I never did. Looking back, it is one of the proudest moments I have had in my life. It was also one of the hardest. It definitely helped to shape me into the person I am today.
That's such a powerful mix of heartbreak, growth, and resilience. Thank you, Alex, for being open. It's not easy to relive memories that still sting, but your strength and self-respect really shine through.
Absolutely. It's amazing how these stories connect us. Everyone's got something. But the question is, what do we do with that regret? Do we let it define us, or do we learn from it?
And it's okay to still feel the weight of it. Regret doesn't just disappear, but if we can let it soften us, make us more aware, more empathetic, then it's not wasted.
There's this quote I love: regret is insight that comes a day too late. But even if it's late, it's still insight. It's still valuable. Sometimes our deepest regrets become our most powerful teachers.
So we want to leave you with a small challenge this week. Take a moment to think about one regret in your life. Not to dwell, but to reflect. Ask yourself, what did it teach me? How can I grow from it?
And maybe reach out to someone you've been meaning to talk to, or take a step toward a dream you've put on the shelf. Even the smallest step matters.
Maybe it's writing that first paragraph, making that phone call, saying I'm sorry, or even just admitting to yourself what you wish you'd done differently.
And maybe, just maybe, take one small action today that your past self would be proud of.
Beautifully said. If you want to share your story with us, please add in comment. We'd love to hear from you. You're not alone in your regret, and you're not alone in your growth. If you liked this episode, follow us and share it with a friend who's learning English too.
And if you found this insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Until next time,
Keep
keep
speaking,
speaking,
keep
keep
learning,
learning,
and
and
keep
keep having
having
fun.
fun.